The TARDIS receives a distress signal which the Doctor and Ace respond to quickly. It brings them to Earth, 3 years in Ace's future, and the TARDIS crew end up nearby a military convoy carrying a nuclear missile, which causes the Brigadier, now retired from teaching, to come back into action due to hearing of the Doctor's involvement. Will the Doctor work out why medieval knights with guns are attacking the area? And will he stop the evil sorceress Morgaine? And will the Doctor be able to stop the evil demon, the Destroyer? Let's discuss Battlefield, written by Ben Aaronovitch, and aired from the 6th to the 27th of September, 1989.
I'm Conrad.
And I'm Nick.
And we are the Eyes of Harmony!
Woo! Okay, it's early morning, it's 10:17, we're teenagers.
I woke up at 8 o'clock.
Still be in bed. But yes, so Battlefield. Cracking story, this one, absolutely fantastic, absolutely love it. So let's just jump in with kind of episode 1. It flows blooming well.
Oh, it does.
Absolutely enjoyable from start to finish, the entire story. There's not really a scene where it goes a bit slowly or nothing.
Unless you're watching the extended cut.
Unless you watch the extended cut.
Which, I'll just bring this up now. In the extended cut, you have extra scenes of the Brigadier on the helicopter, and basically what happens, the excitement is, he stops and has to sign some papers, then flies off again.
Yeah.
Just breaking up the action.
They cover that in like a scene as well. They were like, it's boring signing in the original cut. We're not going to talk about the extended cut more. We're going to talk about the one
what was it in the original cut? Was it just
in the original
after?
cut? It's just after it, where it's like, boring papers.
After. Yeah,
and that covered it fine. Like we didn't need that.
Yeah,
that scene.
They talk about like where they're having to sign it with, and then they fly off again. I mean, in some ways it's nice because you get to relate to more of the soldier you see, kind of
more of his like real life and actually how it's done, how it would be done.
Well, yeah, the Brigadier, I mean, and the girl, the pilot.
Yeah, I did like the pilot actually. She was really well done. But anyway, yeah, let's backtrack a little.
Okay.
We kind of jumped to about episode 2 there. So episode 1. So they kind of like arrive. The TARDIS set is dark. Now I'm not sure. I haven't watched the special features for a while. But was it like they were like not supposed to be in like the place or somewhere? Like was it they didn't have the lights or something? Because it kind of those felt a bit crowbarred in, those lines about I'm working so it's dark, and I'm like,
yeah, that is a bit.
I need to actually look at that.
they ran out of money for the electricity bill for the month.
Yeah, I'll watch the special features and we'll add it on screen now if there was a reason.
But this is one of like 3 times that the interior appears in the Doctor.
Yes, the other time is
it appears in Greatest Show in the
Galaxy, Time and Rani, and
I think that's it.
That might be it.
Yeah,
I think that is it.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow, so few. That's probably why they didn't actually have a location to set it up, so they had no like over-tier lights. They just set up the walls, set up the
but they still had it like properly lit for Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
And this is actually the one where they used in the 50th anniversary, that clip of breaking, dimensions things. The clip where it's showing all the Doctors in that blue bubble. This is the one where they've got that clip from for the 7th Doctor. But yes, so great first scene, and there's also references as well, which I love in this story. Like, but they're not crowbarred in. They're like subtle. Which is.
I think a couple of them a little bit like.
Well, I love the first scene, how it opens with the Brigadier like gardening, and he's like Sergeant Benton, tree planting squadron.
The garden centre.
It is just so, and it's nice to see his wife as well.
Who was referenced.
She's referenced before, but like now she finally gets a on-screen appearance. It's just such a lovely scene.
It is a very nice
and like
scene.
they let us know that he's finished teaching, all that. So that's really well done. Then we see the unit group with the new Brigadier, like Winifred Barbosa.
No, Barbosa. Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. What is it? Bambera, that's it. Yeah,
that's it.
And
I actually really like a constant like shame.
Like, I thought she was actually going to say the S word at one point, where she was like shame. I was like, that was close. That was close.
Yeah, I can watch it.
But there's a really lovely mirror shot, and one thing I love, viewers, is mirror shots. Anything in any movie when there's a mirror shot, I'm really happy. Like Avengers Assemble, when there's that little one down there, and you see Captain America pick up his shield. It's like I love mirror shots. They're just inventive and different, and like the classic series, it was pretty good. It used the car's wing mirror, and then you see it kind of approaching, and then it changed angle. But I really like that because it was kind of felt fresh. For classic Who, it felt good.
It's different, and like there were lots of like kind of very different kind of shots in this series in general.
Yeah. Now, one thing about this story is the special effects. Some are really good, and some are really bad. Like the knights flying to Earth, like they've used better pictures of Earth in other stories beforehand, and it's like,
well, yeah, specifically like Remembrance, the Daleks.
But one thing which did kind of like make me forgive that a little was how when they like crashed into the hillside, the explosions. Because one thing about the Seventh Doctor's era is known for explosions.
Well, at least in a few stories, but this one in particular, like there were explosions all over the place, left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
probably because of AIDS.
But explosions are cool in Doctor Who, so and then so then they they appear. But I found the new Brig, Winifred, a bit kind of one-dimensional to start with. She does flesh out later, but like to start with, she's very much like she's new on the scene. I think they should have made it that, because I found her a bit like unprofessional at times, like more like she was just part of a squadron. Like when she starts fighting with Alderan, I think his name is. Such odd names in Doctor Who, but she starts fighting with her, and I'm like, "Whoa, professional there." I think they should have stated she was brand new, so she was kind of not.
To get to that, to get the Brigadier, you'd imagine she wouldn't be brand new. Per se.
No, but I mean new in the role. So she's worked her way up, so she's used to being the general squaddy, but like then getting that new kind of responsibility and all those things that she has to do, and like everything's going wrong around her. They could have like played on that,
perhaps.
But I like so like the Doctor and Ace, like they see this convoy and they walk along, and then and he pulls out at the top of his hat the 2 unit passes. That's a lovely. Yeah. And I was like, oh, great. See, that's when references fit into the script. It's not just crowbarred in.
Yeah.
Like you can see a lot in New Who these days. They're just crowbarring in references left, right, and centre. Though I'm disappointed in the 50th anniversary there was no Bessie. Why?
Yeah. Well, I think that's currently sitting in a museum somewhere.
They should bring back Bessie.
Actually, where is it now? Because like they had it at Brighton for years, well not Brighton, Blackpool for years in that exhibit, and then like we saw it at the 50th and all that.
It would be too hard to
is that the experience now, or
possibly?
I'd imagine it'd be somewhere like that.
It was at the thing we went to on the 50th anniversary.
But I severely doubt it's operational as of now.
You can make a new one. All they have to do is just the shell. It doesn't matter. The shell is all that matters. The engine inside could be sports car
They probably want it to move, I'd imagine. Well,
it would move. If they just put the shell on the outside, it would be fine. But yeah, anyway, so I mean, Bessie appears in this story, which is her final appearance, really. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on screen.
On the final,
like being driven.
Yeah, and actually count that one bit of
Sarah Jane has pictures of it, I think, at one point.
Well, there's that, and Clara and the thing grows.
Oh yes, actually yes, but that's kind of.
No, that's reused footage. I know, but it does kind of appear again in that regard.
But yeah, one thing now, this story, this is what I love about what the producers were trying to do at this point, because it's very much like Series 1, when the Doctor leaves and he says Daleks, Yeti, Cybermen, blah blah blah. And then the soldier tells Winifred, I'm just going to say that because I can say that better than her last name, the new Brig.
Yeah.
And he's like, he gives that warning which like Clive gives Rose in Rose. He's like, when the Doctor's about, all hell breaks loose. Like that's basically, like the one constant companion death. Like they were trying that here. This is where it was done first. Like, like how impressive is that? Like they were actually finally getting it. Like this is like how Doctor Who, how it was supposed to change. Because I mean, in the black and white era, and John Pertwee and Tom Baker, it worked. being what it was being. But then when it got to the later years, it needed to update and change.
Yeah.
And they were just about to do that, and then it got cancelled.
Yeah, and adding a lot more mystery and a lot more lore.
And a lot more kind of darkness. But yeah.
And very much applied. The Doctor's just more than what he shows.
Yeah.
Kind of. The intention was to bring back the Who in Doctor Who in a way. I think how it's phrased.
It was, yeah. And though I still don't get. Oh yeah, John Nathan Turner was still part of it, so that's why his costume had all those question marks.
Yeah.
Though I enjoy the costume, and luckily, that stupid jumper's covered up a lot of the time. But
I'm okay with the jumper.
It's not too because it's just so blatant. I guess it just at least it's not like the rainbow coat. It's a bit better.
Oh yeah.
A bit more conspicuous at times.
Mm.
But yeah. One thing, the Knights, they're hilarious in the first episode. I just couldn't stop anything that they did. I was kind of laughing at them. So one is it's acting like this big hard nut, sees the TARDIS and sees the cars approaching, so it kind of just hides around the back of it. And it's well, brave knight there. And it's just the way that he doesn't act like it's right. He just kind of strolls do. Don't notice me, please. And then when there's a sword fight, one lunges and just runs into the other one, and then he just fall down. That's hilarious. I was just laughing there.
So swordplay. I mean, there are moments where it's really good. There are other moments where it's a bit.
Oh my god, look at me go. In the final battle, when Winifred... So Winifred has a gun, okay? And then she doesn't use the gun, she picks up a sword and starts sword fighting, which she'd have no training in. Because why would you have training in a unit for swords?
Well, you'd have a little bit with,
maybe a bit, but,
batons.
It's just why aren't you using your gun? It should have been a total flawless. All the knights with swords.
It's honourable.
All the knights with swords should have died straight away. They should have been out of there. But yeah, the knights. Yeah, I found it confusing on why and how they got to Earth. I know they jump parallel universe, and even that's still confusing. But how did they do it? It's and why did they? It's kind of there's lots of.
They fell out the sky.
Yeah, it's lots of unanswered questions at points, and they didn't make it clear that there was good groups and bad groups. They looked kind of the samey.
Well, that's I think that was kind of the point initially.
Yeah, to make it
a bit who's the bad guy? What are those guys? Are they his friends? Yeah. No, they're not his friends.
But yeah, and then the grenade jump, whoa, and the obviously fake added onto the roof kind of break hole, which is small enough for about a football, not an entire knight with armor. He would have had to land pencil jumped through that, not splattered back. Nah, the way he was fired.
Yeah. Sure.
You splat like that.
It was what it was. Maybe it's just the perspective or something like that.
The episode 1 cliffhanger was quite good as well. That was quite good. Wait, what?
Oh, no. I watched the movie version, so I can...
Oh dear, so I can't watch the movie version. Episode 1 cliffhanger. Oh my god, it's gone from my head. Oh yes, no, it was the knights came through and were we're gonna kill you now. And basically they're kind of about to be military killed by these guns. That's what confuses me. Why do some knights have swords and some knights have guns?
I know, isn't the part 1, according to this, the part 1 ending's when the Doctor, when the knight talks to the Doctor.
Yeah, I know, and then the other knights come in and then they're about to shoot. And then they're
and that's the beginning of part 2.
They kind of, and then the beginning of part 2, he's oh, I'm Merlin.
I really did like the fact that they did kind of make Dr. Merlin and make it more of the future incarnation, because that does kind of just expand the lore and just
See, where I got confused was how there's Merlin Doctor, I could get that, but then later on there's a message from the Doctor from the future Doctor, and this is the first kind of timey-wimey this is where timey-wimey started to come into play, screw you Blink, Battlefield did it first. And yeah, so then that's when I was getting confused. So I was okay, so that wasn't the Merlin Doctor, that was the future Doctor who's not.
Well, no, he is the Merlin Doctor.
No, but in this one, it's explained that that's a parallel universe who just happens to look like the Doctor.
No. I think the implication was that it was the Doctor, and that he, somewhere in the future, has a parallel dimension where the King Arthur and stuff all happened.
See, this is when it gets too confusing.
No, I'm pretty sure that the intention was to make it seem like, because the Doctor very clearly says, like, when he's in the base, when they asks, "Oh, are you Merlin?" He's like, "No, but I might be."
Yeah, true.
Exactly. It's a future incarnation of the Doctor who happened to be in who goes to a parallel universe and becomes Merlin, basically. And they recognise him because of his I don't totally get that, how they recognise him just because of the way he acts rather than
his face looks the same.
Because they know, and in fact they know that he changed his face.
It's just confusing. See, it's lots of kind of. Sometimes I like unanswered questions, but sometimes it's like I want to know.
Well, I think.
Oh, here we go.
Might have been that.
Yeah, the Doctor. This is on the Wikipedia page. The Doctor tells Ace that Merlin may well be his future self, or a parallel version of himself from another universe where magic is substitute for technology.
Well,
so it's kind of is left open on which one it could be. The future. I'm more guessing the future one, but then I would have thought he would have written the letter, which is in the not Dead Arthur's suit, and signed it Merlin. That's what I would have done, like, to make it more easily understandable.
Right, but if he sent it to himself, it doesn't really, because if he sent it to himself, then that kind of you can kind of see. Plus the fact that the stone was written in his handwriting and stuff.
Yeah, true. Open here. Yeah, that was quite good. Like, no one can translate it. It's my handwriting. That was quite good.
Yeah.
There were pretty good lines in this one, actually. But I love this story as well as it slowly. So we see the Brigadier throughout episodes 1 and 2, but he doesn't meet the Doctor until episode 3. So that was like the build up over the weeks. Everybody would be like, "Come on, just meet him already!" Like how infuriated
Very
that
slow helicopter ride.
Well, it was coming from, I think, all the way down and Cornwall all the way up to.
And he needs to hand his papers and sign.
But that was all good. And episode 2 deepened characters more, which was good. It kind of gave everybody more to do, really. The only character I think's a bit kind of weak is the Asian one. What's her name? Oh, Ling. No, wait, no, that's the actress. Shu Young, who I thought was just a bit weak. Not like the actress's fault, just they didn't really give any reason for her to be there except Ace needed someone to be with. But they could have substituted in that character for the helicopter girl. I was sad when helicopter girl died because she was nice.
But it was supposed to invade.
Yeah, that made the threat better.
And kind of gave an odd kind of expansion to, well, not expansion, but kind of, you get to see more of Morgane's character in regards to 1 minute she's killing the soldier ruthlessly through honour because they decide she's a warrior, and then the next minute as a payment for a beer she
woman's sight, blind lady sight. That was nice to have a blind lady as well, disability. That was nice.
So it's interesting dynamic in the whole honour thing and sending his son away after he was a bit disrespectful about the woman warrior. It's kind of it was an interesting kind of thing. So, while she was kind of evil, there was an honour there, and
it throws you off really. It's like, oh, okay, so she's kind of bad but good. It's confusing. You could see there was some good with her, but it is actually the bar bloody keeper's fault that helicopter girl died, because you can't leave her like that. So she's like, oh yeah. Because she wasn't actually going to kill her before, so thanks, Mr. Barkeeper.
True.
Literally, they were leaving, and the barkeeper's like, yeah, you can't use her like that, it's just cluttering the floor.
Not too bad, they didn't know the consequences.
Well, I wouldn't have said anything, because, she's obviously evil and stuff. But yeah, I liked how then, so episode 1, the Knights appear. Episode 2, Morgane appears. End of episode 3, the Destroyer appears. So there's a slowly giving us stuff every episode, which is worth watching the next. There's always a reason on why to watch the episode and not skip anything,
Yeah.
And it makes you want to go to the next week because you're like, okay, now there's an evil lady on the scene. Now there's, Jesus, the Blue Destroyer. And that's amazing makeup right there. absolutely fantastic.
Costumes.
The costumes and the locations are really nice, especially like near the lake at the beginning when it's like all blue sky. It looks really nice, and it looks like a nice place to be. And
I mean, and the Knight's costumes look very much in tune and like very much like Knight's costume.
Definitely, but like the best costume of all is the Destroyers. I mean, just look at that. There'll be pictures on screen in a moment, but like, just look at that beautiful like scale work and horns and absolutely, the armor and the silver chains and like the teeth. And then at one point there's even like saliva dripping off his teeth when he's like happy, and it's like crazy good for like end of Doctor Who's era. Absolutely great prosthetics. But yeah, I thought the sword was a little disappointing actually. Excalibur is a bit bland, really.
Well, it's kind of throwing you off at the fact that it was just sort of some sort of control mechanism.
I don't think they should have showed it from the start as well. It was kind of a like.
Well, no, it kind of intrigues mystery. Like, oh, why is Excalibur flashing?
Well, true. But
See, another great moment, which managed, was the Doctor's hypnosis with the kind of civilians.
Yes, I noticed that.
Moment,
Never ever does hypnosis again though. But it's like. Not really. I mean, in the Happiness Patrol, it's more he talks them out of it rather than actually hypnotic. But they were like, well, if the Master can do hypnosis, why can't the Doctor?
Well, I think, and especially because this incarnation of the Doctor, like with like all of his tricks and stuff, it makes sense. And actually, kind of, helps to build this kind of Merlin-esque feel to him.
Definitely.
In the context of the episode, which really worked. Like, it's actually quite a funny moment. Like, oh, why are you stopping us from leaving? We want to go.
Yeah, it's great. It's like a kind of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is not the place you want to stay.
It does.
But yeah, that was good. Episode 2 flowed great as well, and then the it's like it kind of slowed down, but then the final scene when they're in the cave,
it does slow down a little bit. Because,
and then with and then there's the snake, the alarm thing after Ace.
The snake was a little bit silly because it just said like it didn't act like a snake. It just sort of steamrolled forward and
it was more like
the Doctor around a little bit.
It was more like a flying train.
Yeah, there was no biting or anything. It just sort of.
I guess they couldn't really do much. I guess it was knocking the Doctor flying. But actually, no. Backtrack a tiny bit when the Nitro 9 explosion. I love that. And the Doctor's like, one day we're going to have a long conversation about safety standards.
Yeah.
That was great. It was like, I think the time... Just Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy are like the perfect duo.
They play really well.
Perfect duo for this. Like, that's why, like... Don't skip the classics.
Yeah.
Don't skip the classics. Especially the last 2 seasons of Doctor Who. From Remembrance of the Daleks all the way to Survival, they're all pretty solid stories. Ghostlight's a bit okay and confusing.
But they all have a very distinct atmosphere to them. That can only be kind of done at the time, like the kind of late 80s kind of. I don't know, just kind of feel to it, and yet kind of with the combination of the music which they have and like the kind of way they filmed everything, it just evokes this kind of atmosphere of some sort.
Definitely, and another thing is that it also like because we know now looking back that was the end, and like they don't go out limp, they go out bloody fighting and all for the final.
Actually, I did. Like, I just mentioned the music, but I do want to just give credit to that since it actually was really darn good. No, it really did. Like,
it started to actually add. I think from kind of they really started to realise that music actually is a massive part.
Yeah, they kind of
they've done it before.
They were trying to kind of because like throughout like from the beginning to the Tom Baker era to like close to the end, they didn't. I mean, it was just sort of. Sometimes he had the good background pieces, but like a lot of the times they just sort of blended together a lot of the time. It was like I think they started putting more emphasis like upon the end of Tom Baker's era.
Yeah, and then luckily as they got
stuff like even like the season before the end, like City of Death's theme. Like
they do. Yeah, they're good. Some stories have really good music, others don't. I think Arc of Infinity, when they were in Amsterdam, has quite nice music, and like sometimes, and I think Resurrection of the Daleks is quite good with the policeman music.
And Logopoplois is like
Logopoplois, that last music.
And actually, like even in like Keep It Talking, like as we talked
there
about
was
the
some
other day,
good.
like Nissan's kind of the theme,
was
actually really good, but and like I would say, like I think this alongside Remembrance, some of like the pinnacles in terms of music,
definitely.
like overall, like it really does add to this kind of feeling.
It's not too synthesized. It's not too much about sci-fi,
like,
but it's slight. It's slight. Like they have like these more like stabs, like dun, like that kind of music.
Or like a lot of snare in this episode because of the unit, like.
Yeah, the drums and
like
stuff.
As soon as the unit appears, like I like the music when like unit first kind of appears with like the snares and stuff. Yeah,
it's the music was good in this one. And even in like the fight scenes, the fight scene was actually pretty good. But the one problem was that when the Doctor ran in, like I love it when the Brigadier and Sylvester McCoy and Nicholas Courtney, they had great banter. Like it's like, oh, something's wrong, we should be attacked by now, and then they get attacked, and then like the Brigadier's like, I hope you're happy Doctor. We've been attacked now. It was great. Yeah, it was like just like he slipped right back into the role. And this had been after like his last appearance was in Mordrin Undead, and that's ages before. That's about 5-6 years. I don't know, 5-ish. Like maybe 6 because of the hiatus. But like,
they did previously do 2 in relative quick success, and so like Mordrin Undead to the 5 Doctors. Actually, the 5 Doctors was his.
The 5 Doctors was the most recent. But like the Mordrin Undead was where he was more in it. But
well, he did have a sizable role. No, he had
a lot got quite cut though.
Yeah, it's true, but like he still got the whole intro of Patrick Troughton.
True,
like,
yeah. But anyway,
he was with him throughout the entire.
He still manages to slip right back into it, so it's all good. And that's brilliant. Oh, one thing I found quite funny was the Brexit barkeeper was what I titled him when he comes outside when they're all being evacuated, and he comes up and then like the foreign kind of soldier goes to him, blah blah blah. It's like, you're not English, are you? I was like, that is a Brexit barkeeper right there. That made me laugh. That's like the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, Brexit. That made me laugh. Because it was just the way he said it, like, oh, you. What's wrong with him being a bit foreign?
Yeah.
That made me laugh. That was just a small thing. And then followed by the great hypnosis thing. Which was great.
One thing I'd say which bothered me a bit about the episode, just in general, was the fact that like a lot of like people were a little bit too accepting of the odd situation which was going on. Like, I understand the Brigadier, like after all he's been through, accepting things, but like the other unit troops and like the standard civilians just kind of accepting this whole King Arthur thing happening, like everybody's a bit too.
Sure, let's just go along with it.
And like and even like the Brigadier, like he approaches Morgane, and he's like, she introduced herself, and the Brigadier's like, oh, okay, I'm the Brigadier, just kind of accepts it from there.
I think it's because he's decided to go on a more like not always attack approach. I think it's like, I think it shows a bit of character development, as in like he now knows that he can sometimes just talk to them. And then find out. He
does immediately bring out his gun.
Yeah, while he was walking with it anyway.
Of people who, for all he knows, could have been just like
cosplayers.
Yeah, just like some sort of ceremony like things. Because he doesn't know what brought down the helicopter.
Yeah, that was cool. Helicopter explosion.
Oh yeah.
Damn, that was awesome. Yeah, Sylvester McCoy era for explosions is good. If you want good explosions, this story is for you.
Yeah, well, that and Remembrance. I think I'd like the 2.
But that's in that scene actually at the graveyard where he's like, they did battle, and then like she's like, oh my god, you disrespected dead people, get away from me. Like it's such a quick reason, like just to get rid of your son. And
then suddenly he comes back later and he's accepted. Like
it's kind of odd. It's a bit kind of strange, but it's a small thing. It's nothing major really.
Yeah.
But so back under the base, and they're being attacked by that snake thing, and then that scene where she gets trapped in the thing, and then all the water filling up. That is an amazing cliffhanger. And like it's filling up, and then there's a nerdy thing, but we'll say that in our nerdy section about that scene.
Well, it's If you're looking for it, it's quite obvious, to be honest. Like, I could see it. Like,
You can see what happens, yeah, but we'll say that in the nerdy section.
guess.
We'll have a link below to the probably behind the scenes as well, because
or just buy the DVD.
And yeah, but well, buy every DVD is worth it.
Buy all of them.
Do you want to stay single for life? Well, get them all. Yeah.
On my way to.
I'm already there, so you know. But
Except for Super the Shulker there.
oh yeah, I need to scream with a Schalke, because you know that's
But that's a really good
canon.
story, though.
I am planning to
It
get
is
it
a really
eventually.
good story, though, actually, for what it is.
Planning to get it eventually, yeah. So that's a really good cliffhanger, and like the brig, like his entrance, though we already know he's there. Like how he like steps on the thing and like breaks it.
It's kind of actually like how they did it in Web of Fear with just seeing his feet.
Yeah, it's damn good. It's damn good. And then like just the Alistair Gordon, Lethbridge Stewart. It's like, how'd you recognise me? I think it's that. What does he say that? I think it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so enjoyable as soon as they get together, and that's what's worth. Like, that's what the good build up over episodes 1 and 2 is. You're waiting for the Brigadier to finally rifle the scene, because really this story is more about the Brigadier than the Doctor in some aspects.
Yes, and it is, but that was intentional because of the original ending. Like,
Yeah. So
the fact was supposed to be
yeah.
killed off in this episode.
Yeah, so those who don't know, originally Ben Aaronovitch was supposed to kill off a Brigadier.
And actually, the way they set it up, this would have been a very fitting ending because they kind of, you could see it kind of progressing like that.
Like saying goodbye to his wife.
His wife, and like,
Saying,
don't worry,
"Be careful."
I'll be back. And yeah, with the, and just in general, like the fact that they had like the honourable death kind of
Yeah.
build up, like that was said.
And his final
loads
line, you
throughout.
know, I just do
Yeah, that
the
would have
best I
been a
can.
very like that would have been a very heroic, a very nice way to write out the character. In some ways, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't because of how well it would have actually been so fitting for the character and actually like.
Yeah, definitely. Though I think if they were going to do that, it should have been like a 6-parter. And like really have built up, but I mean,
Well, they
this
did.
story works as a 4-parter. But like you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm
think
glad that the Brigadier, you know, appeared again in the Sarah Jane adventure.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's nice, like looking at it there, and like the episode which he was in the Sarah Jane Adventures was good and very good for the character.
Enemy of the Bane.
But I'm just saying that I think this would have been a very fitting end to the character, and may have made like I can already kind of picture how it would end, like with them like approaching Doris and all that.
Yeah, it would have been at the house.
Yeah, it would have been definitely a very different kind of feeling ending, but I think it would have been very fitting to the episode if they did.
I think that should have been the final episode of the series of this season. Like if that had been like that big death should have been like the end, not the start of the series. You finish on like a powerful note.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And that would have been great. Though survival's good as well. So I mean, you know, hey,
Well,
hey.
yeah.
And they didn't kill him off in the end, so it doesn't matter. But one thing, yeah, but saving the Brigadier's death did allow for that really nice moment in the Wedding of River song where the Doctor's still trying to put off his death, and then it's the death of a dear friend which makes him go,
And I mean,
it's time.
That also leads to
The bloody
Death in Heaven.
Cyberman,
Yeah.
like, oh, who could never be evil even if they were dead? Oh, the Brigadier.
despite the fact that he blew up a load of Silurians mercilessly.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Doctor kind of scolded him like, yeah,
God, Death in Heaven. Like, Darkwater was good, and then that's the problem with Moffat these days. When he writes 2-parters, it seems to kind of drop in the second
fall
half,
off
except The Witch is familiar.